Today we're making my healthy pumpkin waffles. They are made without grains, eggs and butter, and they have no medical medium no food, and as an extra bonus, they are fat-free. It's only 3 ingredients, and I'll walk you through the process step by step, and I will give you 5 tips to make the perfect waffles and avoid them from sticking and splitting. So grab your apron and let's get cooking. The ingredients is 2 cups of pumpkin puree. You can use an Aiken pumpkin, red curry pumpkin, butternut squash, or even sweet potatoes. It doesn't really matter. 2 tablespoons of pumpkin spice. If you live in a part of the world that doesn't have pumpkin spice, don't worry, I got the ingredients for you, and it will make really nice waffles. 1 cup of potato starch or cassava flour. You can use them both or a mix of them. But you should know that if you use only cassava flour, depending on the brand, sometimes the waffles will get very soft and not crispy on the outside. You can also use arrowroot flour, also called arrowroot powder. You will get the most crispy waffles with potato starch or a mix where potato starch is a part of it. In some countries, potato starch is sold under the name potato flour. You can know it by the color because it's very white and potato flour is more off-white. We start by making the pumpkin puree. And it's so easy, you will never buy a store-bought pumpkin puree again. You can either steam the pumpkin or bake them in the oven. It's your choice. If you decide to cook them in the oven, cut them in half and remove the seeds. Turn the cutting side down so it won't get dark when you're baking them. Bake them for about an hour at 180 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. I check if the pumpkins are done while poking with a fork and see if it's tender. The fork should move easily through the pumpkins. Let the pumpkins cool down a bit. Use a grill glove to hold the pumpkins so it won't burn your hands. And remove the baked pumpkins from the peel with a spoon. If you decide to steam your pumpkins, peel the pumpkin with a potato peeler. Then I cut it into pieces. I cut it roughly as long as they're about the same size so they will be finished at the same time. Then I add some water to a pot and I add my steaming divisor. It's important that the water is lower than the steaming divisor, otherwise the pumpkin will be boiled and not steamed. Transfer the pumpkin into the steamer and pop on a lid. Turn on the heat and let the pumpkin steam for about 20 minutes. I check if the pumpkins are done while poking with a fork and see if it's tender. The fork should move easily through the pumpkins. I turn off the heat and remove the pot from the stove. Remove the pumpkin chunks from the steamer and transfer it into a bowl. I like to use my grill gloves so I won't get any burnings. If there's not a liquid with the pumpkins, I make sure to remove that. I simply do this because otherwise the dough will be too wet and it will need too much flour and it will make the waffles heavy, and that's not what we're looking for. But if you're using the pumpkin puree for something else, it might be okay that it has a lot of liquid. But for this recipe, I will remove the liquid. While the pumpkin is still warm, I smash it with a potato smasher like this. But you can use a fork if you don't have one of these. If you want your pumpkin puree to be really smooth, you can also blend it. Look at that, all smooth and creamy. When the pumpkins are smashed and there are no more lumps, the puree is ready. You can use it right away, or you can do like me and make a big batch and store the puree in the freezer in serving size containers. So I always have something to use if I'm craving for a pumpkin waffle. Then I heat my waffle maker. I use a Sage waffle maker. To make this clear, I'm not sponsored at all. I just really love my waffle maker. And I just want you to know how good it is if you're looking for a new waffle maker. This is a really great waffle maker for more than one reason. You can set the temperature for the lower part and the upper part. And the plates have ceramic coating, just like Anthony recommends. So apart from it's healthier, it's also much easier to clean. And the plates go into the dishwasher. It's so easy to remove the plates. You just click on this button on the side and the plates pops loose. It comes with these plates. On one side, you got the grill, and on the other side, it's just plain. So these plates are something I bought extra. This plate is really great for a healthy barbecue. So you will avoid the charcoal and the gas from the grill. And you can flip the grill open all the way if you're using the grill plates. In the US, this brand is sold under the name Breville. So if you're looking for it and you can't find it, that's why. Actually, I was looking for the Breville waffle maker and I couldn't get it in Europe. So I wrote to Breville in US and they told me that they're selling their products under the name Sage in Europe. The lower part of the waffles will always be cooked a little more than the upper part. So I like that the temperature for the lower part a little lower than the upper part. I set the lower part to 170 Celsius, that's 340 Fahrenheit, and I set the upper part to 190 Celsius, that's 375 Fahrenheit. Then I move on to making my waffle dough. Add 2 cups of pumpkin puree to a new bowl. Add in the pumpkin spice. I will share the recipe for homemade pumpkin spice. Mix everything up in a coffee grinder or a blender cup, and you have your homemade pumpkin spice. Don't worry if you don't have all the ingredients for the pumpkin spice. You will come a long way with the cinnamon, the ginger, and the allspice. So just use what you have, and it will be your own blend. It's important that you add the pumpkin spice before you add the potato starch. It's because it's easier to distribute the seasoning evenly in the dough when it's wet. You will know that the seasoning is evenly distributed in all of the dough when it has the same color all over. It will get brown because of the cinnamon. I stir in the potato starch little by little, so I won't add too much, because then the waffle will get heavy, and that's not what we're looking for. We want that fluffy waffle, and that's what we're going for. I know I have added just enough potato starch when the dough is no longer shiny, but get a matte look. This is the point where the dough won't stick to the top of your waffle maker, but will stay in the shape of a waffle. I bet you have tried that. I for sure have. But don't worry, if your dough is no longer shiny, it won't do that. Then I take a spoon and mash my dough into the waffle maker. It's important that you mash it all the way to the edge, because it's not a liquid batter like standard waffle batter, so it won't float there by itself. You need to mash it out with a spoon. Then I close the waffle maker and I set my timer to 13 minutes. If you don't have a waffle maker, the same brand as I have, you need to experiment with the time. It's important that you don't open the waffle maker too soon, because then the waffles might split. And this goes for my recipes as well. Wait until the alarm rings and you can open the waffle maker. If you like it a little more brown, you can give it some extra time, but 13 minutes is how I like it. Because of the ceramic coating, the waffles are so easy to remove from the waffle maker. I simply take a fork and I lift it a little bit, and the waffles come loose, and I remove it with a spoon and some pot holders. Enjoy your waffles warm with maple syrup, fresh berries, or banana and ice cream. It's easy to change this recipe into a waffle bread. You can use it for sandwiches or a small bread along with your salad. You simply swap the pumpkin spice with onion powder, paprika, or another great spice of your likings. The waffles store great in the refrigerator for a couple of days, and you can freeze them and defrost them. If you like your waffle warm, they are easily heated for a couple of minutes in the toaster or the air fryer. I like to freeze my waffles individually in zipper bags so they won't stick together while freezing. And I can just take the zipper bag with the pumpkin waffles from the freezer, and I can pop it in my bag, and I'm ready to go, and it will defrost on the way. I store the pumpkin puree in the freezer in these small containers from IKEA. They're serving size, and they have the size for the dough for one waffle. The pumpkin dough doesn't store great in the freezer, so don't try that. It would get too wet in the freezer. I always defrost the pumpkin puree, and then I add the rest of the ingredients. If you're enjoying this recipe, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like more recipes like this, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click that notification bell to get notified every time I have a new video. Until I upload the next video, you can check out some of my latest video over here and my medical medium fat-free cooking playlist here. Until next time, stay healthy and take care.